ENBL. Ice in the veins, ice, 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 ice in the veins. ENBL. Ice in the veins, ice in the veins, ice, 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 ice in the veins. ENBL, BL, 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 BL.
What's going on, people? Welcome to another preview. Manchester basketball will be taking on Prishtina, and I'm here with Matt. He's going to give a little bit of an insight behind the two teams and also what it's like playing in the ENBL. I mean, that's my first question. What is it like? The differences between playing in a domestic league and also playing in Europe?
I think it's the intensity of the games. You know, all the teams, they really fight so much for those competitions because the wins count for so much. There aren't many games. You only have 8 games in the group phase, and you need to win every single one to give yourself the best chance of qualifying. In the domestic competitions, there's more room for error, and in these leagues, there simply isn't. So I'd say intensity and physicality are the two main things. And
speaking on the team that we're playing, Prishtina, I mean, give a little bit of an insight behind that team. What are the things to kind of look out for Manchester basketball?
Well, it's a team from Kosovo. Kosovo's a league where players move quite frequently between the SLB and Kosovo. And it's a team, you know, a country and a league and a style where it's very physical. A lot of dominant guard play, quite similar to our own league, honestly. So that's the main focus for us, is continuing to build on the performances that we've had up until this point, and establishing, you know, a level of dominance in this league.
And how can Manchester basketball kind of look forward to playing, you know, this kind of team? What are the highlights and the strengths that the team have to be able to compete against Prishtina?
Well, we're focused on the defensive end. You know, that's the main thing that we talk about in practice with the team, playing with physicality, playing with disruption and intensity. And that's something that we want to do every single night, no matter who our opponent is, whether we're in the SLB or tonight in the ENBL. So, you know, check for that on the defensive end. And the other thing is to play our offense off the back of our defense, you know, to run, to take easy points, to share the ball and make sure that everybody's involved in the way that we play.
And you've had a lot of experience coaching with international games, coaching the under-18 GB team. Tell me a little bit about that. What has been your experience, and how could you use that in today's game?
I think the main thing is about, again, like I said earlier, the pride and intensity that these guys play with on every single possession. Like, you have to win every action, every single possession matters in these games, because each result is really critical. So I'd say that. I'd say the level of physicality that the officiating allows is somewhat different to domestic leagues usually. And then on top of that, I think like the concentration required to win each of those moments can be at a different level. You know, those midweek games, they're concentrated, and they come a little bit less frequently. You know, so the intensity and pride and the focus that everybody gives to those games is a little bit high.
And there's been a few games played now. Going forward into the future, what would you say would be the main things that the team would have to look out for? What would be the main attributes and strengths that the Manchester basketball would have to kind of look into and try and work towards to be able to continue the rest of the season playing well?
I think consistency, you know, consistency on both ends of the floor, consistency on executing our identity on the defensive end, consistently being disruptive, playing with that high level of physicality and intensity without fouling, and essentially generating a lot of our offense from our defensive end, you know, and being able to share the ball. And we have a team with depth and versatility, and I think being ready to share the ball and move the ball to wherever it needs to go on any given night is going to be really important.
Yeah, well, Matt, thank you for that insight, and we'll see you back at Bellevue for the commentary team.
Thank you very much. Yes, welcome here to the National Basketball Performance Centre in Manchester, where Manchester are taking on Prishtina in round 5 of the ENBL. Dan Routledge and Jason Swaine with you for this one. And Jason, we're at that stage now, halfway through the group stages. These teams know where they are, what they need to do for the remaining 4 or 5 games that they've got left. For Manchester, super important that they defend home court here tonight.
Yeah, you could argue this is a must-win here for Manchester, and Prishtina at 3-1 are coming in as favourites, but you're exactly right. We know who's who in this league now, and we know who's in pole position ready to pounce for that next round. So yeah, must win for Manchester, and Prishtina will come in with some swagger, but they're down players, Dan, with only about 8 players suiting up.
Yeah, I mean, it's noticeable in the warm-ups. Manchester, I mean, even with Zach Irvin out injured, still seem to have a load of dudes out there. Prishtina, as you say, just 8 guys, but they've shown they know how to win close games. They've shown they know how to win on the road. 2-0 in this competition, away from home this season. This is a dangerous team in white.
It is a dangerous team, and you can only play 5 at once, so as long as these guys know what they're capable of and they can stay out of foul trouble, it's sometimes easier to bond when you have a lower team. But on the other end, Manchester, you know, they're still trying to find out who's who, but, you know, with some players who are injured and some new signings, Dan, coming in, who knows what.
Well, both these teams coming off a defeat in this competition. Manchester losing in Iceland by 4, and Prishtina losing a heartbreaker at home to Dinamo Zagreb by 2. Their only defeat so far in this competition, so they're looking to bounce back from that, but they will take, as I say, great heart. 2 road games, 2 5-point wins, and that shows you something about a team to be able to pull out a win on the road down the stretch when it's close. It's a different thing if you're up 20 than if it's a 5-point game.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. The first game against Gimli, they won quite comfortably, but the following 2 games against Brussels and Bratislava, they were 5-point games that they had to really grit out. And then that last game was so close when they lost. So they've been used to being in those tough games. So down the stretch, if it's close, they'll be more than confident, and they'll be able to rely on each other in key points of the game. So yeah, really, really good for them.
Well, here is Prishtina's starting 5, and we talked about the lack of depth because they've only got 8 guys on the roster. You feel like these 5 are going to play big minutes here today, so a lot riding on them, A, in terms of their conditioning, and B, also not to get into early foul trouble.
Yeah, and we may see some zone, and we may see them try slow the game down at some point. Coach will be able to use his timeouts accordingly to help his players. On the other end, Manchester probably want to speed the game up. But yeah, Prishtina, it's all about staying out of foul trouble and conserving that energy going into the third.
And you kind of touched on it there. Sort of tempo is probably the key thing for them, because they don't want to get into a track meet and be going up and down with Manchester.
Yeah, they've also probably gone through practice all week, not having to go 5-on-5, so they may have got a little bit of resting time, and sometimes less is more, Dan, in these situations. And at this point in the year, I think if you're going to play all 8 guys, everyone's all in.
Well, this is the starting 5 for Manchester. It's interesting, Coach Houghton seems to have tinkered with things as the season's gone on. He's not nailed down a consistent starting 5. Is that just horses for courses, or is he still searching for something, do you think?
I mean, you would hope that it's horses for courses. If you're still searching for something, you know, you need to find it quickly, because it's either Osaboyan or it's Nicholson. You know, you're not sure who you're going to get, but the one guy they have missed in number 7 there is Zach Irvin. I don't think he's playing tonight either.
No, out injured, but what they do have is at the weekend, didn't play in their domestic game against Sheffield, although he was suited up. I would expect we'd have a few minutes for Duke somewhere in here.
Well, he's perfect for this game. You know, they're coming off a loss against Sheffield at the weekend in the domestic league, and that's, you know, that rivalry won't sit nice in that Manchester locker room. But Duke Shelton, one of those guys that are borderline arrogant, so he'll want to come in and really make a difference in his first game.
He'll certainly have the energy off the bench. Our 3 officials getting set for opening tip-off here as well in Manchester. And, well, the home team 2-2 in the standings against the 3-1 Prishtina side. And, well, if Prishtina can get a 3rd win on the road, there's still a fair old way to go, but that puts them in a great position for playoffs. and the later stages of this competition.
It will, and they have then 2 remaining home games, which they'll fancy themselves, you know, against Tinderstall and BK Opava, and then Keela Coolbet away at the last game. They may even not need to win that one. So this is a huge game in terms of keeping that momentum going for them.
Well, the Manchester 5 is out on court. Prishtina just having their final few words from the coach before they head out onto the floor. And we are almost set to go. Manchester in their home black against Prishtina in their white. And it'll be Nicholson in the middle. Presumably Kramer will jump it up with him, but we'll wait and see.
Looking for a big game here today from PJ Smith. Dan, I think if you're the point guard, you have to set the tone, especially in these midweek games, and set the pace. Let's see how he goes.
Here we go then. The ball is up and the tip goes straight out of bounds. And that will be a Manchester possession from the side. But ball in the front court, so they'll only get 14 seconds. That can often throw players. They're kind of conditioned to think it's going to be 24 from the tip-off, but not from a sideline like this. They've taken a long time out of the clock already. I don't think they've seen it. Jones has to shoot, he gets it away, and that'll do. Just wait for the buzzer and hit a 3.
But you were right, they weren't aware of it until Jones looked up at that shot clock and bailed them out with 2 seconds remaining. Maybe a blessing in disguise.
Here's Bailey. Gets to the elbow, jumper is up, rims out, added to Cassie with the rebound.
Good sign for Nicholson not having to come out and guard that foul line jumper. He'll hope that continues with the other team missing.
Smith kicks it back to Cleary. Cleary to the fadeaway, little short, tipped out of bounds by Bailey, so it'll be a Manchester ball.
A rare start for Aditu Cassie, but good job on the offensive glass. He always does the little things it takes to win, and let's see how he gets on in probably one of his first starts of the season.
It's into Jones, who rims out on the 3. Kramer with the rebound. Burns kicks it back out. Ziemi is a fair way short with that 3. Added to Cassie, open in the corner, and 2 threes early in the game for Manchester.
Really good start by Aditu Cassie. That offensive rebound that he kept alive, and he finds that corner spot, and he's deadly from either side in the corner.
Kramer with the handoff and the screen, rolls to the basket. Here he is. Oh, he's blocked. No, he's fouled by Nicholson, and that'll be 2 shots.
Nice to see 2 big guys going right at the rim. You very rarely see that in today's game. They often float around the foul line, but it was a good screen there, and as they caught the basketball, he was up in the air, and Nicholson, all he could do was foul, but nice play by Prishtina. Thought Kramer was possibly going to dunk that basketball, Dan. He looked like he geared up for it.
He certainly had the plan of doing exactly that. Spent the summer in Venezuela. And converts from the line. Bit of full court pressure here from Prishtina. Manchester able to deal with it cleanly enough. Jones into the key, but has his pocket picked. Chance to run here, 3-on-1. Oh, but it's slightly messed up. They're able to keep possession, Prishtina. And that is deflected away. Manchester now running. Aditu Cassie had it knocked loose, and that will be possession for Manchester.
Yeah, Burns unfortunate there because he made a really good pass, and Prishtina didn't capitalize at their end, and he got back and stole the basketball. So back-to-back good plays by Burns for Prishtina.
Paloshka was up on his feet. I thought he was coming into the game, but he was actually complaining about something. Cleary high off the glass for 2.
That was nice as he extended with the right arm. Didn't look like he had anything. Then just fashioned some sort of play. Nice play by Kyle Cleary.
8-2 Manchester lead. Nice pass inside, and the rearrange will send Bailey to the free throw line.
So although Prishtina are down, and that's encouraging that half-court set, because the pace of the game is what they want. 8 players, they need to slow that basketball down, and they just really ran the offense well. As Amy is playing well at point, and they got it right across and a ball screen, and then away from the screen, and then someone comes up and has a beautiful backdoor play. So it's a really good offense by Prishtina.
Well, Andrea Bailey has got to the free throw line pretty consistently in the 4 games so far. He shot the ball well as well when he's got there. 78% in ENBL action this year. And he makes both of them. Again, this little 2-2-1 press from the visitors just to get Manchester late into the shot clock. Not trying to force a turnover with it. Smith with a jump shot off the mark, Bailey with the rebound. Here's Burns. Burns working the pick and roll, pulls up himself off the iron. It's tipped back down to him though. Zami's going to fire up the 3, and he's going to hit first triple of the game for Prishtina.
That looked like a practice 3 by Zami. He just walked into that shot. Nice pass by Burns. Even better shot by Zami.
Again, just slowing Manchester in the backcourt, but they've got to recover to Smith. His shot is short. Zami looking to attack himself, kicks it out. Oh, just bobbled. And that will go out off of Zami last for a Manchester possession.
Burns says, my bad. It was a good pass by Azami, really. I don't think Burns was ready for that basketball on the weak side, but I think managed to dodge a bullet because Burns was wide open.
Jones drives all the way to the rim. I think somebody touched the rim as well. That will be basket interference and 2 points for Manchester.
Yeah, Kramer just grabbed the hoop as Jones turned the corner, and a legal play results in the basket counting. Nice drive again by Max Jones.
Manchester this time showing a little full court pressure, but it melts away, and it's easy for DeAndre Burns to amble across midcourt. Burns into the key, tosses it up. I think there's a push in the back there by Nicholson. If it is, it's his second.
Yeah, that's one of those that Nicholson needs to let go if he's going to stay on court. Fair play when he challenged the shot on Kramer's drive and dunk attempt, but that means he has to go and sit down. Into the game comes Osaboyan, so I'm not sure they lose anything, they just get a different style of play, but Nicholson really needs to stay away from those little touch fouls.
Well, with the addition of Shelton as well, they're not light in the centre department, Manchester. Foul called against Cleary, but they have got to the penalty here. First 4 fouls of the game going against the home team inside 4 minutes. Andrea driving in, falling off balance, but somehow tosses it in for 2.
Wow, give him an extra point for that shot. Absolutely off balance and still nails it.
Another 3 goes up and another 3 goes in for Manchester.
Manchester's back on defense.
Oh, that was deflected by Smith, and he's able to come away with it too, but wasn't going to get away. And, with the transition foul, first foul of the game against Prishtina. Manchester going to make a change. Adu Takasi is replaced by Kane Henry. Smith. Cleary. Ossaboyne keeps it. He's looking for pass. Eventually does get it to his teammate. Cleary slightly off balance. Good work on the glass though. Gets them a new 14. Henry thought about the three, turned it down. Late shot clock now. So Jones backs out for three, and there's a foul off the ball on the rebound. I think it's going to go against Cleary, is it? That's going to be his third foul.
Yeah,
wow.
Really unfortunate play. I think it was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, really, because Azemi looks slight, but definitely isn't. He's stacked as he kind of threw Kyle Cleary to the floor there. He wrapped him up, but referees will go with a foul on Cleary, which will allow Kyle Carey to come into the ball game.
Well, the Manchester captain on the bench, barely 5 minutes gone, but he's got 3 fouls. I mean, Manchester with 5 fouls in the game, but with foul trouble as a result of it. Nicholson on 2, Cleary on 3.
It's crazy because we spoke earlier about the 8 guys on the Prishtina team and staying out of foul trouble, and the Manchester guys are the team now that are looking like, well, there's Nicholson on 2, Cleary on 3. You may as well say that it's even Steven right now in terms of players on each team.
The other thing is, because they're over the limit, Azemi is at the free throw line. It is Manchester who still hold the lead. 13 points to 10. Ossaboyne up top. Hands it off to Jones. He knocks down from the elbow. He's had a great start to the game. Double figures already for him.
Yeah, Max Jones has it going. He was the player of the game at the weekend in Sheffield on Sunday, so although they lost, he was the bright spark. He continued to score throughout.
4 of 6 shooting for 10 points.
I think the trick is, Dan, going into that second half, can he balance out facilitating and scoring and do both?
Azemi. It's turned over again. There's been a few sloppy ones for Prishtina. Smith into the key. Ossaboyne on the trail. Back to Smith. Ossaboyne between the legs. Jones. Pass deflected. That will stay a Manchester possession, but they only have 6 seconds to work with.
Ossaboyne loves to play the point forward spot when he gets the ball. He's a pass first forward, really. Probably will help in this team because there's other guys that can shoot the ball.
Well, he's had a few games with 9 assists already this season. Shot clock down to 3. Jones gets all the way, but it's rejected. Well, it must have hit the backboard before the rejection, because goaltending called.
If you're Manchester, it's all about keeping up with the Joneses. Max a dozen to his name already. He's really started out on fire.
Well, outscoring Prishtina on his own at the minute. Azemi hands it off to Bailey. Bailey trying to get it back. And the pass asked a lot of him. And well, I think Coach Kakis will be a little disappointed with the turnovers so far by his team. 5 already. Smith. Foul off the ball. I think it's going to go on Bailey.
Yeah, you're supposed to smack Jones every now and then. He's got 12 points already. You need to find a way of slowing him down. And Bailey just says, hold on a second, you're not going to go for that 3-point shot again at the top of the key.
Jones kicks it over to Carey in the corner, fires up the triple. That's his spot, but it doesn't go. Oh, it's stolen away by Smith, and he runs it back for a layup.
How quick was that?
Well, 3:10 on the clock here. Manchester with a 17 points to 10 lead. We're going to take a timeout. We're going to take a timeout on the floor, and we'll take a break as well. We'll be right back. Welcome back, round 5 of ENBL action here. Manchester with an excellent start at home to Prishtina, leading by 9.
Which means Manchester defense.
The turnover has been a massive problem for the visitors. 6 turnovers in 7 minutes. It's hard to keep scoring if you give the ball away. They nearly turned it over again. Fortunately, Bones on hand to pick it up, but it's late shot clock now for Prishtina. And even though that foul is on the floor, it's going to be free throws because Manchester are over the limit.
Yeah, luckily it fell to Burns with only 5 seconds remaining. Probably one of the only guys that can fashion up a play from 40 yards out. But yeah, bad foul by Max Jones, and I'm sure they weren't going to take him out of the game, Max Jones. He ran across like he was coming out, but with 12 points, he's one of those guys you just can't take out of the game right now.
Well, it's PJ Smith Jr. who sits down as Jordan Johnson comes in for the first time. First free throw is good for DeAndre Burns. Played in some of the big leagues around Europe. Currently playing now with Prishtina. Carey on his own. Well, you've got to make those because there's no offensive rebound coming.
Yeah, uncomfortable shot really in that short corner. Kramer dared him to shoot the basketball.
Is Amy finding room to the rim, tipped all the way back out. Andre able to recycle. Off the mark, another offensive rebound. Kramer's just a huge unit in there, gobbling up rebounds.
He is, and this is the time when Nicholson could be out there, but with the foul trouble, Kramer's able to really establish himself in that painted area. And he's just done that with the offensive rebound, but not only is he offensively dictating, defensively, Dan, he's right there if anybody drives.
Well, Jones is going to sit down now. Adetukasi returns to the fray. Johnson drives in, kicks out to the corner. Tough shot, got caught there, Henry. And that's going to be a foul on Bailey. And we talked about their lack of depth here today. That's his second personal foul.
Yeah, and both fouls have been really needed. He had the foul on Max Jones. He tried to come off that screen, and then he fouls a three-point shooter, and a cardinal sin, really, of any defender. So both fouls could have been avoided.
Well, no movement on the bench. So coach is going to trust him.
It's a brave move at this point. Maybe they're just going to go with 5 down all game. I'm not sure when the last time was that happened, but if I was Manchester, I'd put him in an isolation spot and try get that third foul.
Definitely.
Quickly.
Henry goes 2 for 3. We're inside the final 2 minutes of the opening quarter. Manchester leading this one by 7. Here's Bailey. Off the back of the iron. Adetukasi. Well, he had a chance to go at Bailey there. Adetukasi had to put that up high. And the foul is going to be called against Kramer challenging the shot.
It's only the first on Kramer, so no problems there. Usually the big guys get into foul trouble a little bit earlier. But yeah, you're right, Adetukasi could have put his head down and really got to the body of Bailey there. Elected to pull it from the foul line, but if I was coach Matthew Watton, I'd be in the ear of a few of these guys and say, look, he's on 2 already. Let's get him to pick up his 3rd.
Adetukasi pushes the lead out to 8. Burns. Zane, now Kramer up top, looking for the handoff.
Good
Bailey
pass.
out on the 3-point line. Adetukasi with the rebound. Osborne kicks it back to Carey for 3.
Love the confidence because he missed the earlier 3 and then he missed the 15-foot shot. And to remain confident, Kyle Carey splashes the 3 ball. We know he can do that.
Biggest lead of the contest so far for Manchester, up 11. Foul called. So Ryan committing the offense. It's going to be foul shots again for Burns. There's 7:08 in this quarter. Well, somebody was in the lane too early, but it doesn't matter as the shot went in. 36.7, so in all likelihood, 1 offense each here. Johnson down to Osborne, and his pass is a little bit low for Henry. Carey looking for 3, back iron. Bailey lays it in for 2. Carey trying to take a charge. I think he was inside the circle. Adetukasi running it back, leaves it short. There's still a couple of seconds here. Burns can get one away. Is that in time? No, it's not. It doesn't go anyway. Well, a good first quarter for Manchester on the scoreboard. Despite their foul trouble, they lead this one by 25 points to 18. And as you say, Prishtina, we talked about their lack of depth. 5 guys playing the whole quarter there.
Yeah, and they're hanging in there, really. I mean, game is of runs always. As you see the stats there, nothing to really hit home about as yet. But the score, 25-18. Prishtina are hanging in there with those 5 players. But for me, Kyle Cleary getting into early foul trouble, it may make it a little bit easier to rotate that bench for Manchester.
From a Prishtina point of view, first 7 minutes of that quarter, so many turnovers. That's what cost them, gave Manchester 8 points off those turnovers. It's a 7-point game.
Yeah, and when you're low on numbers, the turnovers will kill you because it's demoralizing to have the basketball ran right back at you. So I think since they've cleaned that up, they've looked a much better outfit because in the half court, they're very, very well educated.
I suppose the other thing that they will be worried about as we look at those shooting numbers there is they're not shooting the ball very well, just 33% from the floor. They've actually been helped by Manchester committing all those fouls. They've got half of their offense from the free throw line.
So I'll flip that round. The coach won't be worried about it because this is a proven team that can win on the road. They're 3-1 and they know that shooting will come. So he will look and probably think, well, we're still within this basketball game and we can't make a shot. So positive or negative, whichever way you look at it.
Yeah, I like that. Glass is always half something
That's
or other, isn't it?
Dan.
Yeah. Wow. You feel like Prishtina will be, as you say, not too disappointed with where they are, and Manchester might be a little disappointed that they didn't take more advantage of what they could have done in that quarter.
Yeah, potentially. And in other news, Prishtina have made a substitution into the ball game wearing number 44 is Paloshka. So he'll get his first action of the game. So we're not going to go 5 for the full entirety. Still surprised Bennett is out here. Sorry, Bailey is out here on 2 fouls.
Well, he stands at 171. Paloshka, 5'8" in old money. He's not the biggest on the court, I think it's fair to say.
I'm expecting him to be lightning quick.
Yeah, I'm not expecting too much post play from him. He's trying to get open now because Burns has picked it up. Carey's knocked it away. Stolen back by Burns, not quite. It's going to be a foul. It's just a question of whether there were other players behind him. And I think he is just a regular foul. I think the referee's spot on with that one.
Cal Carey plays really hard at all times. One of those guys that just is out there and gets under your skin and offensively can nail down the outside three ball.
Johnson uses his speed, but his shot is blocked by Bailey. There's Paloshka. Azemi looking to attack, drives all the way to the rim and lays it in for 2.
Nice move as Paloshka gets time to tie his shoe, but Azemi with the herky-jerky right to left. Left the defense standing. Really nice move by Azemi.
Johnson round the screen, behind the back to Osaboyan. Lobs it up towards Henry, who is fouled, and that's going to be the second one now on Kramer.
Yeah, Manchester are beginning to understand when Osaboyan catches that ball at the top of the key, they are all moving, because if there is a lane, Osaboyan can find you. And Kane Henry up in the air had the potential poster play, but the foul is picked up by the defense.
Well, you mentioned it. He seems far more likely to pass the ball than to attack the rim or even shoot the ball from the elbow.
I think even if you back up on him as well, he's unlikely to shoot. He'll probably play bully ball and go right at you down the middle. So, not sure for your safety, it's a good thing to back up.
Turned over again, Osaboyan running it back. Osaboyan will jam it home. Well, turnovers continuing to be a problem for Prishtina. Paloshka gets it back. Lobs it up to Kramer, just kind of got stuck under the rim there. Osaboyan bringing it forward. Paloshka commits the foul. That won't count. The referee pointed to the floor long before the shot went up.
It's one of those where he stopped, but probably did gather the basketball, but I think the break in play made the referee's mind up. But Manchester starting to accelerate and get out on the breakdown and play their type of game.
Karuki into the game for the first time.
to inbound.
Johnson. Jones. Pass was a little low, but he was able to get it from his ankles for another 3. 15 points now for him.
Defense.
Nice screen, and Burns is able to convert.
Well, that's a big guy wearing number 6, Karuki.
That's going to be an illegal screen there on Osaboyan. He says, "What did I do, ref?" But right, it's actually against Johnson for pushing the defender into Osaboyan. Now we will, for the first time in a Manchester shirt, see Duke Shelton. Started the season at Leicester, but has recently joined Manchester, first time on court. One thing we know about Duke, he's going to bring plenty of energy on the court.
Yeah, he definitely is. One of those guys, ex-Newcastle, ex-Leicester, who's always brought that energy.
Johnson, nice pass. Ooh, big collision, no whistle. Both players slow to their feet. Travel. Johnson not getting that dribble down before the foot was lifted.
Yeah, I think it was fortunate Bailey stayed away from that foul. It was him that was involved in the contact with Max Jones on that drive. Could have picked up his 3rd, but really Johnson should have skipped that basketball. Max Jones open, having the hot hand, could have had another wide open 3 there.
Roshka onto Bailey. He's out of bounds there. He asked a lot of the Zany. Johnson. Broken up. Away come Prishtina. Burns underneath, scoops it back up. Everything but the finish, and the putback is there. Karuki able to lay it home, and he's fouled in the process.
It looked like he got away with a push
I thought
there.
that as well.
I mean, you're supposed to do that if you're a big guy, right? Run down the middle and create havoc. Karuki playing well off the bench. Good high ball screen for the shot by Burns, and there he is at the offensive end with a chance to get the old-fashioned 3-point play.
Before you make some noise, Prishtina substitution. Number 12, Hakosash will head into the game. 1 to come.
Madrosa into the game for the first time as Karuki is at the free throw line. Short on the first, and an easy rebound for Manchester. Smith drives, too strong though on the layup. Bailey with the rebound. Moloshka gets it back. Turns the corner, drops it out the back. And Karuki is going to go to the free throw line again, this time fouled by Shelton.
Yeah, really good pass by Poloshka. Didn't really have any lane to the bucket and was able to find Karuki, who was at the line again, Dan.
I think there's a warning there for the Manchester coach.
Number 6, Karuki is at the line. Manchester, you know what to do.
I think Duke Shelton just arguing that he was up straight. One of those calls that's all down to interpretation.
It's also one of those calls that usually on replay you found the big man claiming he was up straight never usually was quite as straight as he thought he was.
At that last second, that left or right arm comes down slightly.
Almost always a bite down. It's a 5-point game here, 4 minutes into the second quarter, round 5 in the ENBL. Pass straight to Bailey. He runs it all the way down, throws it to the rim. I think he was expecting a whistle. It didn't come his way. Lobbed back towards Shelton.
Good catch by Shelton.
Bailey on the trail. Well, he was close to that third foul there. It's always a gamble when you come from behind on a shot like that.
Well, a couple of things that surprised me. I'm surprised Prishtina are hanging in there. I'm also surprised that Bailey has seemed to evade that third foul. If I was his coach, I'd perhaps get him out of there because he's dancing, treading a thin line there, Dan.
It certainly is. There's been a timeout called here on the floor. Manchester leading Prishtina 31-26. We'll be right back after this break. Manchester leading Prishtina by 5 here at the National Basketball Performance Center. You just wonder whether coach might just sit Bailey even for just a minute, because he's, as you say, he's been close. He's been in the vicinity of where a foul possibly could be called, and just to protect him for a minute or two. He's not going to. He's coming back out.
Yeah, well, you have to admire the trust in your players, and Bailey will stay out there, but with 5 minutes and change remaining in this first half, he has to evade that third foul, I would say. But maybe coach is saying, well, it's a 5-point game. I'm just going to let the chips fall.
Well, Jones continues to pile on the points. 17 in the first 15 minutes.
Wow, you know, his dad was a Dallas Cowboy. His nickname was Killer. Max Jones taking on that mantle here in Manchester.
Well, he's running up a football score here.
He is.
Just bobbled by Burns. He's able to recover, but he wasn't quite in as good a position as he started. It didn't matter. He was able to score anyway. 8 points. He leads Prishtina in scoring. Shelton, travel. A little pump step, but again, didn't get the ball down quickly.
Yeah, Paloshka pound for pound looks a very, very tough guy, but size-wise, Manchester have a mismatch if they switch. They had one there in Jones and they didn't take advantage of it. If you are Jones going towards the bucket and really make Paloshka pay in that low block, they haven't done it yet.
Mordzs back into the game for Manchester. Bailey trying to thread the needle, but the baseline was a little too close there. Karuki touched the ball while having his foot on it. Mordzs is open. Down to Cassie. Henry for 3. Off the mark, tipped up in the air and eventually grabbed. Oh, quickly down the court. Oh, blown layup, and there's going to be a foul. And 2 more free throws once again. Rookie going to the line.
Really good fast break basketball from Paloshka. As soon as they had that rebound, he caught on the move. All young players watch how he just caught that basketball, and within a couple of dribbles he was over half court, which created the advantage for the visitors. Really good play by the point guard.
Well, Jones will sit down with Johnson returning. Jones, one of 3 Manchester players on 2 fouls. They've also got 1 on 3. Feels like the foul trouble is even though there's a lot more lights on the Manchester side of the scoreboard. There are a lot fewer players.
Just wondering why Max Jones is out. I can only think it is the foul trouble.
Yeah.
He's been absolutely dynamite from the outside, and maybe coach just thinks, well, we'll get him into the second half on 2 and then let him go.
Well, it's a 4-point lead for Manchester. They have led by as many as 11. They can't get away at the minute. That pass deflected straight to Johnson. He's off the mark. There with the rebound. Paloshka.
Oh, good pass.
No finish though. Second attempt is better. He just was a little deep underneath there. Karuki. He's been lively off the bench, hasn't he? 7 points for him. He's drawn 3 fouls as well. He's been active.
He has. He's brought the energy, and only 1 foul on him as well, which will just mean that 0 fouls, on him, and he's played really physical. So definitely a good addition off the bench. But they've played well in the half court, Dan, and that's their game, I think.
Well, they're only down 2, and it's actually turnovers like that that's been the big problem for them. Manchester have run back 12 points off turnovers, and you think you've given up those 12, you've only scored 2 points off turnovers, and you're only down 2. That's not a bad return, really.
It's not. I think I'd be happier if I was the visiting coach, because 31 plays 33. You've got on the other side Jones leading the scoring with 17, but everyone else has been fairly quiet, where you have balanced scoring on this end of the scoreboard, so everybody involved, and Prishtina, good for their money right now.
Well, Jones is the only player on the Manchester side of the ball who has made more than 1 field goal.
And right now he's out of the game, so Prishtina could fancy their chances of potentially going in at half-time up. Not breaking any news, but Bailey is still on 2 fouls.
And he's still on the court. Ian Burns have played the entire first half. I think they're going 40, Jason.
Yeah, me too.
Now to Tukasi. 5 on the shot clock. Smith, little jab step, gets open, but misses everything.
Really, really good anticipation defense by Paloshka. Stayed with him all the way and just contested without fouling. Nice defense by the number 44.
Well, a chance to level the scores, maybe even take the lead. It's going to be a patient whistle, I think they call it. But there was a definite extension of the arm from Paloshka there, spotted by the referee.
Yeah, it's a foul in any league, Dan, as he threw that left arm out. Didn't really need to.
Oh, he's having a little moan about it. Interesting, he's moaning to the referee who didn't call it, rather than the one who did. Now he's having a little chat over there. Carey returns. Oh, nice pass. It's deflected without a Tukasi waiting in the corner.
Also, by trying to pile on those stats in terms of assists. Doesn't really look to shoot the ball much.
Well, he's got 3 assists to his name so far. He's only got 1 shot. Johnson. creates room for his own shot and knocks it down.
Really nice stop and go by Johnson, right to left. Foul line jumper was a thing of beauty.
Burns. Spinning. And just had enough to get that over the front of the rim.
Really, really nice. Not easy to go by Kyle Carey. Stopped him in his tracks, but still able to make the jumper.
Well, a little slip from Johnson, but he keeps the dribble going.
He has a mismatch here, Dan.
He wants to try and take advantage of it, and he does, and it's an and one as well. Johnson through the contact, lays it in for two, and he'll go to the line for a bonus.
Good recognition by Johnson and the rest of the Manchester players as he backed that basketball up. They spread the floor, and he was able to go downhill, as they say. Johnson with the finish. Really think they've missed Zach Irvin in these last few weeks. I mean, guys like Ossaboyan really had a good connection with Zach Irvin early in the season, and him being out on the bench did all those little things. Whenever they needed a bucket, you would rely on him, maybe cutting back door to score or an offensive rebound here and there.
Well, Ossaboyan lives at the top of the key, doesn't he? Looking for passes.
Yeah.
Few better moving along the baseline in Super League basketball than Zach Irvin. Good pressure from Ossaboyan. Burns still has it, and he finds a lane to the basket. He looked trapped out on the three-point line, and suddenly it opened up for him. Johnson drives in, hooks it up off the glass.
Nice play by Johnson to evade the defense.
Poloshka. Burns. Oh. It was a good pass to the referee. Unfortunately, the referee can't shoot it.
And the coach looking over saying that's another turnover. If they can steer clear from those turnovers, could be their ball game this evening.
13 of them in the first half, way too many. Adetukasi runs into a collision. I think that's going to be on Makori. His first.
His first personal as Prishtina will call in time.
45 seconds to go in the first half here. Prishtina going to call for time, trailing this one by 4. They've been behind the whole of the first half, trailed by as many as 11, but have hung on in there. And you feel like they just, the game plan is to not let it get away and then make a run at it in the fourth quarter and steal it on the road.
Yeah, just hang in there. You know, they've played their first 5 the whole first quarter, then they've added a few in here and there just to give them a rest. Coach using a timeout right now just to give them a little bit of breather and some fluids, and yeah, they're in a really good position. 4 points down here on the road, and the bad news for the home team is that the visitors Prishtina, they've been here before and won.
Wow. Still looking to see. Do you take Bailey out for the last 45 seconds? No, you don't. No, you don't. But he's done an excellent job, hasn't he? Because he got those two pretty early, and he's survived through almost to halftime. If he gets to halftime with 2, it's a job well done.
Yeah, but this is where coaches really earn the money, because with 45.4, we're allowed here on this commentary table to just play coach without any repercussions for us. But you would think perhaps you take him out, do you not? If he picks up his 3rd here, coach should be kicking himself.
Yeah. Adetukasi makes the first. They're in sort of 2-for-1 territory here if they go quick enough. Prishtina. chance to get 2 offenses to Manchester's 1 if they go relatively quick. Poloshka gets it back. Well, that opportunity is basically gone. Ossaboyan with the reach round, and that's going to be the 5th foul of the quarter, so that's going to be 2 free throws.
Yeah, not the smartest play by Ossaboyan, as it looks like Duke Shelton's going to check in.
It's foul number 2 on
for him.
Ossaboyan.
So Manchester substitution will be made. As number 30, Duke Shelton will check into the game. And for Prishtina, number 13,
So on Poloshka going to the free throw line. Now Bailey's going to come out of the game with 28.4 seconds to go.
Yeah, that's the good move. Really good move.
3rd spell with Prishtina for Poloshka. Played for them in 21-22 and also 2019-20. And he gets his first points of the contest. Shot clock is on. It's about a 4-second differential. So there might be time for a real quick one if Prishtina are able to get a control of the ball after the shot. Here is the shot from Johnson. Rims out. It's Carey who gets control of it, but he misses the putback. And there's not going to be enough time. Poloshka heaves it the length of the court and actually hit it, but it was definitely after the buzzer. Incredible shot, though, from Poloshka. All he needs to do is clip that one up, take the commentary off, and tell everybody he made a buzzer beater.
Indeed he does. Maybe we should leave him out here for the halftime shootout from the from the mid-court. But yeah, really highlight play that we could have done with counting. That would have definitely been on the ENBL highlights of the week.
Well, it's halftime here in Manchester. 41 points to 37 as we look back at some of the best action from the first half. And well, it's interesting because early on, with all those turnovers and the run-backs from Manchester, it looked like they might be able to get away. They built that double-figure lead, but Prishtina were quick to reel them back in. It's sort of stayed around that 4, 5, 6, 7 margin for most of the half.
Yeah, and Prishtina really cut the turnovers out, and they just really steadied that ship, and because of that, they were allowed to chip away at that lead. But, you know, like you said, they didn't shoot the ball early that well, and 37 plays 41. They're in striking distance.
And from Manchester's point of view, obviously Cleary getting those 3 early fouls. We've not seen him since, and he's shown in previous ENBL games what a offensive threat he can be. They'll be hoping to get something out of him in the second half.
There will be, and he's been really, really good, especially here at home in front of his home fans. But I think sometimes it helps a little bit because you can't win with one guy all year. Other guys have to step up. Tonight it's been Max Jones, and you know, will it be someone else in the second half? And I think Coach Otten still looking for that balance.
Well, it's a 4-point game here in Manchester, and we've got a little piece for you now, meeting Kane Henry of Manchester Basketball.
Everybody just play through it. Henry for 2! Henry for 2!
I'm nervous when it comes to games in general. Like, I never know the outcome of things. But just the potential of our team that we had. I was the young gun in the group. Like, I had like Miles Hessen, Orlan Jackman, Jamal Anderson. Like, they're all way older than me. So it's like I felt like I had a lot to. I just had a lot to prove, you know. And you know, I think the one goal, and I think we showed out really well. When the final shot dropped, you know, Miles hit that game winner. I went crazy. Like I'm never really one to like celebrate. Like I'm really just bland. I'm boring, monotone, whatever. I just remember getting out my seat, running up to Miles. I just gave him the fattest hug ever. I was just screaming. It was crazy. But even then, I still haven't like fathomed like what we just did. And things didn't really kick in until later on that night. It's like I didn't take off my gold medal for like a week straight. I went to bed with my medal. I was showering my medal. I was like, I'm not letting this go. And I felt special. I felt really special. I was like, can't just want to go with medal. About to play pro. Because like life's going the right way for me, innit? So I was like, I love it. This is it's crazy. Like, I still couldn't believe it. It's like going from winning the medal and then going on to proceeding to like go on to do what you love, earning money. It's like this is I won't say once in a lifetime opportunity. I feel like I just needed to be around my own culture. You know, I've been around Americans for 5 years, then around Germans for 3 years. I'm just like, I want to be around my people. I want to be around my friends and family. I want people to like, I want to show my friends, I want them to come support me, which I've always wanted to do. You know, just allow them to have the opportunity to see how far I've come, you know, and just put a little show for them, make sure they have a good time. I mean, that's probably what was most important for me. Most people have never really seen me play on domestic soil, and you know, everyone's only seeing highlights or whatever it is, and no one's really seen certain aspects of my game. For example, like I love defense, so I feel like being able to show people what I'm truly capable of it's exciting. It's exciting. I hope, you know, could put on a show for these lot and show people how much of a dog I am. I got a lot of people that look up to me. You know, even if it is outside of London, no matter where it is, you know, they're able to come watch a game down in Manchester. Like it's always a pleasure, it's always an honor. Like I've never really realized how much I inspire people. Like I've had people message me online, social media, just, you know, just saying how much they look up to me or whatever. So just having that in the back of my mind and knowing I'm capable of doing something like that, for me to be closer to home and allowing them to come, you know, make whatever comes to fruition was like, yeah, I love that. Just having, you know, young guys coming up, showcasing their talents, you know, friends, whoever, like guys I've hooped with in the past. I feel like it's a great opportunity for us, you know, to show everyone in and outside the league, like us Brits have talent, like we can rock with these guys and just prove to them we have a spot here, you know.
Welcome back to the National Basketball Performance Centre here in Manchester, where the home team lead this one by 4. But very much in the balance here. Prishtina looked in a little trouble early on when they were turning the ball over every other time down, and Manchester opened a double-figure lead. But we were both impressed. If you kind of take the first 5 minutes out, how well they played after that. They found a rhythm.
Yeah, they went down early and they gave Manchester the game at that point, but then they did find their rhythm, especially in the half court. They slowed the game down to their speed. It really was twofold in not turning the basketball over because Manchester didn't get those open layups either. So, you know, Prishtina are well in this basketball game, but Manchester, you would like to say, are the favourites at this point.
Well, I suppose the interesting question is the lineups in the second half. Obviously, Nicholson barely played for Manchester in the first half, picking up 2 fouls. Cleary didn't play many more minutes, picking up 3 fouls, and those 2 were in the starting lineup. You go back to them starting again in the second half, and also, you know, how rusty are they having sat down for basically half an hour?
Yeah, but with this basketball team, this Manchester basketball team, you can pick numbers because you just don't know, and only time will tell whether that's a good ploy or not, because you know, guys like to know where they stand. They like to know who's coming in. They like to know who's coming off the bench. Or do they all want a fair, even shot at it? That might be the policy that's deployed. Who am I to say, Dan,
well,
you know?
It's outcome-based, isn't it? If you win the game, then that was the right
Yeah, you win
ploy.
it. It's a great decision, right?
Yeah. Well, they do go back with their starting lineup, both teams. And it is Manchester with the possession arrow and the starting possession, and there's Cleary making up time lost.
That's why he started.
Yeah. Here's Burns. Shot clock getting low. Burns needs to be quick here. He drops it off to Kramer, who somehow squeezes it in. That's a delay of game. Can't run down the court with the ball in your hands.
That could have been the foul on Nicholson, the 3rd foul, but a really, really nice play by Burns. He wasn't passing it till late in the shot clock, and a good finish by Kramer.
Well, it was very similar to the one in the first quarter that Nicholson got called for a foul. Here's Cleary again, looking for 2 for 2, and he finds it.
Wow, Kyan Cleary making up for lost time. He sat on that bench, he was over on that bike, keeping warm. Maybe that's what kept him going. Really, really good start by the number 9.
And then suddenly it's back out to an 8-point lead for Manchester. Nakanja. Shot clock needs to go up, just got it away in time, and added to Cassie with the rebound.
Yeah, can't think this ball will go anywhere else apart from King Kyan Cleary's hands.
Oh, Nicholson tried to throw down the rebound but misses. Burns for 3 off the mark, tipped down. Bailey keeps it alive. Did he manage to get it off Jones? Yes, he did. Tremendous play.
Really, really alert play by Bailey there. I don't know if you just saw it on the right-hand side of your screen, but to catch that basketball and throw it off Max Jones gives them another chance. Heads-up play by Bailey.
Well, it's a terrible spot to inbound the ball way down in the corner. But they get it easily enough.
Oh, nice pass. Really nice pass.
And Kramer lays it in for 2. It's nearly turned over. Nicholson's able to pick it up. Oh, Smith wasn't looking. The pass was thrown to him. Good job. It hit him in the numbers. Nicholson with the offensive rebound, forces it home, and Kramer's going to get called for his 3rd personal foul.
What a nice matchup that is. Nicholson meeting fire with fire. It was him in the first half that had that kind of replica foul, and he goes right back at Kramer. Good stick back by the big man.
So at the line, to shoot one.
Well, Bailey immediately went over to him, had a little word in his ear, presumably explaining how to go another 18 minutes without committing a foul.
Yeah.
He pretty much did in the first half.
Maybe a thing they work on in practice, because coach definitely has faith with these guys.
Yeah. And actually, the bench did pretty well in the second quarter, I
they
thought.
sure did.
Here's Bailey to the fall away. Added to Cassie, too close to him. Foul called.
Yeah, Bailey made sure the foul was going to be called, but it's a foul in any league. And added to Cassie just swiping down on the arm. I mean, he's probably done, you know, it's a 9-point lead for Manchester, but it feels like one of the most uncomfortable leads you can have. It doesn't feel like it's getting any bigger. You know, Bailey will have a chance to cut this one to 7. But Prishtina just looked like one of those pesky teams that'll hang around.
Well, it was the fireworks from Jones in the beginning that gave them the lead in the first half. It's the 2 threes here to start the second half from Cleary. Aside from that, it's been pretty much trading scores. Bailey gets a friendly bounce. Jones. Still Jones, fires it up and adds to his tally, 19 now. Barnes. Oh, he just lost it for a second, able to recover. Gets the shot away. Kramer with the rebound goes back up for 2.
Really, really good balance by Kramer. He was off balance when he caught the ball. Regained his center of gravity and sent that one through. Nice play.
Smith down the middle, kicks out to the corner and added to Cassie. Batted down by Nicholson. And a collision there with the foul on Akandra.
Good tip by Nicholson there to keep things alive. And PJ Smith as he goes out.
Johnson checks in.
Will be Manchester inbound possession. Let's go, Manny, let's go.
Johnson to Jones for 3. Max Jones, his 4th three-pointer of the game. He's got 22 in total.
He is absolutely on fire. You could tell every time he catches that ball, he fancies his chances wherever he may be. Max Jones is on a roll.
Well, 9 makes from 13 shots. That's going to be the 3rd foul on Nicholson.
And if you want to stay on this basketball court, it's inexcusable. You're a big guy, 7 foot, you're going to reach down and foul. Just put your hands up and stay in air. You're too valuable to your team to make you have to sit on the bench again. So Nicholson, are they going to leave him in there?
Well, it looks like it for now. I almost think he's missed so much of the first half. You might as well take the risk. They're not light on replacements, so if he does pick up a 4th, you've got Ossaboyne or Shelton to bring in. You might as well try and get the minutes out of him now. Bailey, the second one, bobbles out. Jones gets it down to Nicholson, extra pass added to Cassie, good challenge, but added to Cassie sticks with it for 2.
Really good recognition by Jones. They were doubling him off that screen as they should. Made the extra pass, so Manchester had the advantage.
Zumi loses it. Jones onto Johnson.
Good
Lob
pass.
back to Adit to Cassie.
pass.
Through the contact and 1. He's going on the line for a bonus.
All of a sudden, this lead seems a little bit more comfortable. The momentum is with Manchester. Nice pass by Jordan Johnson. Adisu Cassie does the rest.
Kakazuz agrees with you because he's called a timeout. It's 57-46 Manchester lead. We'll be right back after this. Well, Prishtina find themselves in the biggest deficit of the game so far, down 13, might be 14 before they get the ball back. They've got to find some way of responding. It was at about this point in the first half that they were down double figures. They found a response then. Can they do it again here in the second half?
As Manchester picks up on defense.
Burns crosses midcourt. Here's Bailey. Makande on the fadeaway, tipped off the rim by Nicholson. Johnson. Oh, somehow scoops that one up for a basket.
Really nice play. Johnson finishes to add to his tally. He's having himself a nice ball game with 8 points and 5 assists.
Manchester in control here. Zamy for 3. And Prishtina in danger of this one getting away from them. Added to Cassie for 3, short. Poke loose by Aditokasi. It'll stay with Prishtina.
Good defense by Aditokasi as Nicholson goes out. Back in the game comes Ossaboyan, so plenty of changes from Coach Orton. But we're on double-double watch here with Kramer. He has 9 rebounds and 10 points. He's playing well for the visitors. Here he is.
Poloshko's just checked back in. Foul called against Jones. It's his 3rd personal foul.
Manchester really got going in that last 3 or 4 minutes, Dan. We're able to get out and run and get some easy scores, and whenever you do that, you're always going to win ball games.
Well, Smith ran onto the court without requesting the foul there. But it's all been sorted out now. Jones on his 3rd foul sits down. Bailey drives to the rim and the hammer jam! Absolutely exploded down the lane for the throwdown.
Wow, I'm silent. The Statue of Liberty dunk with a left hand, Dan. That was a thing of beauty. Is that what is going to ignite this Prishtina team?
Johnson loses the dribble. Away come Prishtina with numbers. Burns takes it himself and lays it in. Well, I did look to the table to see if Manchester might call a timeout. Their lead is down to 12.
Sure, another score and they will. Foul's called on Burns.
Yeah. Grabs him around the waist.
Well, that was spectacular, Dan.
Yeah, absolutely. Attack going left, took off, and well, the rim got the treatment there. Carey into the game.
As we go on, let's go, Manny, let's go.
Oh, stolen away again. As Amy's going to run it back for the layup, and there will be a timeout this time as Manchester's lead is down to 10. And we said when Prishtina called a timeout a few minutes ago, did they have a response? And they've replied really well.
Yeah, and credit them because they have just stuck around. It looked like that was Manchester's ball game, and I suppose that's a good thing with basketball. You never really know who's going to get away and who's going to win. But Prishtina are hanging on in there. It's a 10-point game here in Manchester.
And, well, a couple of turnovers as well. When you've got a team in a position, as Manchester did a couple of minutes ago, what you can't give them is easy buckets. 2 turnovers, run-back scores.
Yeah, and it seemed like they had the momentum, and then a few substitutions made, and new guys coming in just weren't ready. But, I mean, credit Manchester. They are 10 points up to the good here in the ENBL, and if they can just hang on to this one, it'll be a really, really good win. So, no panic stations here for the home team. They're still in a commanding position. But like you say, Dan, there's nothing to ignite you more than an emphatic dunk by Bailey, and then a couple of steals and layups.
Well, a reminder that coming into this game, Prishtina 3-1, 5th in the overall standings. Manchester 2-2, 12th in the overall league table. Manchester get it back underway. Trying to sustain this double-figure lead. Smith being harassed, but just over the edge of legal there from Azemi.
That's Azemi's first foul, so nothing really to worry about for him. He's not been able to steal the basketball from Smith as yet, but he's applied the pressure in the first half and done it well.
I guess the one drawback for them is the 5th foul, and
yeah,
he's out on the halfway line. You've forced a couple of stops. You're giving them a release foul from the free throw line.
Yeah, and I guess with the depleted squad they have and limited bench, you have to play perfect from here on out, really, to have any chance of defeating Manchester. Players like that don't help.
Johnson returns for Smith.
As Manchester, we're back on defense.
Here's Bailey for 3. Rebound Cleary. That's a boy, and he's going to attack this time. We don't see that too often, but that is a great decision by Gabe Osaboyan.
That's the other thing he can do. If you back up, he'll go right at the defense and either draw the foul or score, but he knows Kramer is on those 3 fouls, so nearly picked up a 4th on him.
Azemi down the lane, lobs up the alley-oop. Foul is on the pass on Johnson. Well, they're going to protect Kramer from that 4th foul, presumably for the last couple of minutes here of this 3rd quarter, as Kakruki returns. Paloshka thought about the 3. Shot clock's down to 1. It needs to go up. It doesn't get up in time. And they had a couple of options there, didn't take them, and ended up running out of time.
Poloshka was really trying to get that basketball into Kukruki. Just didn't end up delivering, but he was open for a split second, just missed him in the low block.
Oh, Bailey tried to knock it away. Nearly gave up the lane as a result. Ossaboyan all the way to the basket, shaking and baking. And in his excitement, he punches the ball away, and that's going to be a delay of game warning.
Yeah, and the one thing you cannot do is pressure Ossaboyan that far from the hoop. He can handle the basketball and get round the defense. Has to really get his emotions in check on this next play.
Jamie. Can he get it to Burns? Carey's trying to steal it away. He's on the floor. And eventually, hell ball is called. Possession arrow means it stays with Prishtina, but they only have 2.3 seconds to work with. Jones returns.
And we are still on defense.
Poloshka to inbound, gets it to Bailey. Bailey gets it away in time, and it rolls around the rim and in.
Wow, shooter's touched by Bailey. It looked like it was off and rolled around once or twice and went down.
Johnson behind the back to Ossaboyan on the spin. Misses the layup though. Carey though on cleanup. He can't convert. Screaming for a foul call. Carey gets a technical instead.
I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with the technical foul from Cal Carey, and I'll tell you why. He is trying to get himself going. He's playing on emotion. Guys can't play when they're just calm, and you know, he comes in, he plays tough defense. No problem for me. He just let that one roll. But what a move by Ossaboyan as he put the defense in the spin cycle, did everything but finish.
Well, the technical free throw is made, and we go back to the spot of the technical, which was in the backcourt, and Prishtina possession. Burns floats one up, and that has a little bounce on the rim before dropping. Henry back to Ossaboyan. He's going again. Uri's stepping his way this time, and he's fouled and will shoot two.
It was definitely a foul. The defense doesn't agree, but Ossaboyan fouled, I think, a couple of times on that play.
Well, we've talked about his assist numbers in the last couple of minutes. He's been a lot more aggressive going to the rim.
You know these guys, Dan, they like to build up those double-double stats as they go along. Does have those skills when he catches the ball in the mid-court, though, to do either score or pass.
He makes the free throws. Last 30 seconds of a third quarter that has been good for Manchester. They've extended their advantage. They've scored freely. Defense pressure here, kept in play by Ossaboyan. Shot clock is off. Johnson is going to milk it. Now he goes, trying to scoop it up past Bailey. Three-quarter court heave. That one was in time, but was short. And Manchester basketball with 29 points in that quarter have extended their lead by a further 9 and look a little bit more in control of this contest heading into the fourth.
Yeah, they do. 13 looks much better than that 9-point cushion they had, and they've played well. They've had about a 4 or 5 minute spell where they just got out and running and made a few shots, and Manchester well worth that lead right now. They've had a really, really good second half.
Well, at the other end of the floor, if you're in that Prishtina huddle, what do you need to do to find your way back into this game and go on to win it?
Well, I think the first of all is compose yourself. You're not out of this basketball game. There's no need to rush. Threes are not needed so far, and with 13 points being the differential, I think just chip away, get this one to possibly around the 7 or 8 mark with about 5 minutes remaining, and then take your chances.
Well, here's the numbers. You can see the massive difference in the three-point shooting, both in terms of volume and makes. The two-pointers are a wash, but the 7 extra makes, that's an extra 21 points, which isn't offset by the 8 free throws that they've got. They have slowed the turnovers down, but 15 is still a high number. 3's worth more than 2, Jason, as you know very well.
I do know this very well. I'm also very, very impressed, Dan, knowing you growing up, that your math skills are on point as well. You know, it's something I didn't have you down for. No disrespect.
Getting old, I can still. It's all that American football I watched as a kid. 7 times table is my favorite. We're underway here in the fourth quarter. Jones. Nice movement off the ball by Henry. He's foul going to the rim and will shoot 2.
That will be foul number 3 on Kukuruki. Kane Henry was about to stuff that basketball, so it was the only way you were going to stop him in mid-flight. I think Kane Henry's just starting to come into his own. He was injured early in the season, didn't get a chance to play much, and now he's put a few games together, and you can just see the skill set emerging. And that will be really, really encouraging for this Manchester team coming up to Christmas.
One for 2. Poloshka brings it forward. Three is good. Well, we said they hadn't made too many, but as Amy knocks down the second of the game, he's hit them both. Johnson down to Nicholson. Well, he kind of threw it up backwards.
Yeah, I think he thought he was fouled. Spun that one in. Circus shot by Nicholson.
Poloshka looking for options. Zamy too strong. Manchester with a chance to run. Carey is leaked out, and Carey will get the easy jam.
Nice pass by Kane Henry on the break, and Cal Carey, with the energy he always brings, stuffs the ball through.
Zamy out to Burns. And he finds the bottom of the net. 19 now for Burns.
He was the only player scoreless in that first quarter, was Burns. He's really piled it on in the next 2. And speaking of piling it on, here comes Max Jones once again.
Another three-pointer, 5 of 8 from behind the arc for Max Jones. 25 points, leads all scorers. Ooh. Not quite sure how he ended up on the floor there, Zamy, but he did well to keep it. Burns that back foot touching the line and turning it over.
The impressive thing with Max Jones, he has more points than he has minutes. He's only played 22 minutes thus far and 25 huge points in this game.
MCR.
Carey. Kick ball. Shot clock's on 15, so it will stay there.
Sideline position.
Jones floats it back to Nicholson.
pass.
Oh my goodness, what a steal. It looked like he was going for a dunk. Here's Burns at the other end. And what looked like was going to be a dunk is a layup at the other end of the floor.
Really, really quick hands by Azemi. He just took that ball away from Nicholson. I think he was surprised he was even there.
Jones out to Henry. Short on the three. Tip in just by Matt Nicholson.
Nice tip with his left hand that time. Prishtina on the ropes here, Dan.
16 is as big a lead as Manchester have had in the game. Aloshka off the mark. Henry with the rebound. Manchester on the run. Johnson out to Jones for another one. And even then it goes in. Even when the shot isn't clean, it finds a way to drop through. And he has 28.
Yeah, he has had the touch. He's staring a 30-point game down at least. And Max Jones and co are in a very, very good place at 19-point cushion as Prishtina keep coming. As Amy shoots the outside three ball and it goes down.
Well, they have a lot of work to do, but they're still plugging away at it. Here's Jones looking for more and finding more. 31 points for Max Jones.
He is on fire, Dan, as another timeout is called. It just looks like he's been too much for this team.
Manchester basketball in control of this game with 5:33 to go, leading 86-67. We'll be right back after this. Well, Manchester with a 19-point lead led by Max Jones, who has 31 points, his career high, Jason. 39 points in college for the Tampa Spartans. It was actually against the Florida Tech Panthers, who were led that day by Cesson Russell, who, of course, British kid, came up through Charnwood Academy before going out to Florida to play his college basketball.
Yeah, and also probably coached by the Billy Mims.
Well, that's what I thought. I assumed it was Billy Mims, but on the stats it says Will Murphy was coaching. Maybe Billy was ill or something.
Yeah.
Former coach in British basketball. It's Henry out on the break and he jams it down.
Short time here in Manchester as it is now over 20 points. And Manchester are cruising in a really good position here with 5 and change remaining.
Well, it does look like the gas has run out of the tank, although Bailey's still going. Henry commits the foul. But you just feel like maybe the short bench and the big minutes that they've played is starting to catch up to them. By the way, that game I mentioned with Jones, he played double overtime in that game, I think. Played 48 minutes, so.
You wouldn't put it past him, Dan,
No.
having another 8 points in this last 5 minutes.
I think the thing that will stop him will be his coach. I think
Yeah.
if he stays on court for much longer, he'll get them, but it's whether coach decides to wrap him up for another day. Bailey has played all but a few seconds of this contest. He had a 30-second break at the end of the first half, and Burns has played the whole game. Zamy closing in on 30 minutes as well.
Well, surprising thing for Max Jones is he's not in the leaders in terms of top 10 in points. I'm sure he may be after this one.
Well, a big game like this will certainly help your
Yeah.
average. Burns. Pass is picked off by Johnson. Johnson turns on the speed, gets all the way to the rim. Nicholson can't quite tip it home. Ball is loose. Carey is there. Oh my goodness! Unbelievable from Kane Henry.
Wow, a highlight film by Kane Henry. Somebody jump as he drove baseline. What a play by Kane Henry. Exclamation mark here in Manchester.
Well, as soon as the ball came all the way out to him, he had one thing on his mind.
Very nice. So nice, Dan, we're going to see it twice.
Here's Burns. Fade away, wants a whistle, doesn't get one. Kramer gets the rebound. That's going to be a hell ball. Possession arrow means it will stay with Prishtina.
So Kramer will get that double-double. He's had a very good game. Doesn't look like it's going to amount to anything, but nevertheless, he's put some work in tonight.
Henry with the rebound. Johnson to Nicholson. Good hands from Bailey to knock it loose, but Zamy couldn't quite keep it in play.
So it looks like an extremely important win here in Manchester, unless anything goes tremendously wrong from here.
Well, you were saying, as travel is called on Cleary, it was possibly in the must-win category for Manchester, because you don't get many goes at it in ENBL. You've got to make sure when you play at home, those games are super valuable. You've got to win them.
Yeah, and it's a good win because there is another couple of teams that are on that 2-2 record, so it'll make them jump probably above Heraclius into potentially 7th or 8th and 9th spot, maybe momentarily till those other teams play, but nevertheless, if they would have lost, it wouldn't have been good.
Well, Max Jones sits down. I think that's the last we'll see of him this evening. 31 points to his name, an absolutely sensational shooting night. 16 shot attempts, 12 of them went in. He was 7 of 10 from behind the arc. Here's Cleary. He's going for it, and he lays it in at the end.
That was nice, as fans on the side got up, thought he was going to dunk the ball. Just a beautiful sidestep, slid to the bucket.
Zamy short, Cleary with the rebound. He's going to pull up for 3 this time, and he's going to knock down another one. 3 of 3 from behind the arc, all in the second half.
And he was in foul trouble. He had 3 fouls in the first half, and allowed to play in the second half, and you cannot keep a good man down. The kid from Gorton with 13 points now.
Well, some confusion here in that Prishtina had asked for a substitution. The horn blew for a timeout. Manchester are trying to make a substitution, but the referee, is he going to allow it? The reality is you can't stop the game on a made score for a substitution. So in theory, they shouldn't be allowed to make the sub. I think coach has just said, if I call it, coach just said, can I call a timeout and then make the sub? And he went, the ref said, yeah, you can. So he will call a timeout. That so the table was just ahead of the game.
Hats off. Pristina's still playing every single play. Many teams would have sat down and had enough by now, but they're playing every play. As you've seen a dunk by Kane Henry. That was an absolute highlight. And then the sidestep here by Kyan Cleary.
Well, when he caught the ball, he was thinking he was going to do the same thing as Henry, but didn't quite have the runway. But Manchester, as you say, in total control here, 95 points to 69. They've really put it on in the second half. And well, Prishtina, 2 home games next up for them in December and then in January. And Manchester, after this one, have another one at home and then their last 2 games on the road. Oh,
nearly.
Burns has done really well to keep that in play. He's got to get it over half court. He did just. Good recognition there. He didn't have time to dribble it, so he passed it instead. He's put a shift in, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
Floats one up, but off the mark. Here's Shelton. Shelton through, trying to force it home. He's still after it. Trying to get his first points in a Manchester shirt. Not yet. Bailey to the fall away. Tough shot, nearly went in.
Yeah, they're just going to play this one out now. Players just relax to shooting the ball at every opportunity they get. And it's a nice pass by Cal Carey, and Shelton. Will he have a chance to score his first point? Well, ball will be out on the side.
Yeah, he won't yet because he's going to be a sideline ball. Well, Cleary had the second half that he wanted after fouls limited his contribution in the first half. Martindale into the game for the first time. Johnson drives, scoops, and lays it in for 2.
Magician-like skills by Johnson. He went under the arm of the defense and scooped that ball through. Really nice play.
Closing in on the century. Is there enough time? You feel they're going to have to score here if they are going to get 100 up? Johnson wants that same screen with Shelton. He's going to drop it to the big man who steps underneath, and there we are, the first points for Duke Shelton. Bailey going the long way around. Good offensive rebound, foul called, and the basket will count as well. for the M1, sorry.
I was going to say the moral question here, Dan, and I'm old school. I would shoot this basketball with 23.9 remaining. It's fashionable to run out the clock, but on 99 points, I'm actually going to go to try get that 100th.
Well, in an 8-game league table, the points matter.
Yeah.
Points difference will no doubt be of importance come the end of it. So I think it behooves them to go for one more score.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're going to. Johnson. Under pressure, they have a foul to give, so that isn't costly. That is the 4th, though.
Just goes to show the importance of every possession in European basketball. 11.2 remaining, 27-point game, and they're still going to play it out, both teams.
It's out to Carey, and he loses it. And Prishtina will try and get one last score. They've got no more timeouts, so they can't advance the ball. They've just got to go quick. This way, like that timeout back now. Here's Burns going all the way, beats the buzzer and lays it in, so they do get 2, and you never know where that might take them come the end of the season. But for tonight, it is mere consolation as Manchester Basketball finish this one well in control, and with victory here by 99 points to 74, so a 25-point margin, and they scored 29 points in each of the 3rd and 4th quarter, and that was what really took it away.
Yeah, really, really good second half by the home team, and credit Coach Otten and his guys. It looked like they were going to be taken to the wire by this Prishtina club, but a really, really good result from Manchester here at home. But Max Jones was absolutely sensational, Dan.
And again, we look at the numbers, and the 3-point shooting difference was huge. They took twice as many, but they made 4 times as many, and that will certainly get you all the way to 99. Prishtina did a good job of getting to the free throw line, and well, after all the early turnovers, probably did a decent job of holding it down in the end, because they had got big numbers in that regard. But the Manchester team applauding the fans, 25 points off those turnovers, that certainly helped as well. Tremendous performance from Max Jones as the Manchester player of the game. Burns got the honours in terms of his performance, played all 40 minutes in the contest, ended up with 23 points and 3 assists. And Manchester claim a 3rd victory in this competition. 3-2 they are now. Same record as Zigar Prishtina, who were 3-1 coming into this one, so obviously dropped down just slightly, but a good performance from Manchester, and the in particular Max Jones, who really was on fire throughout the contest. And we can hear from him now. Max Jones is with Jason.
I'm here tonight in Manchester with Max Jones, and Max, you guys pulled off the victory at home. You had a player of the game performance on Sunday in Sheffield, but this one must be sweeter, a win and 31 big ones.
Yep. No, we just came out and executed. I felt like we had a good game plan coming into the game. Last game, we kind of fell short, but I felt like, in practice, it all starts in practice, man. We came out with a game plan and executed.
And you struggled getting going in the first half, and it seemed that Prishtina were going to hang around. But that third quarter, you really put your foot on the gas, and you had some good plays by other teammates. It was a whole team performance today.
Yeah, no, most definitely a whole team performance. Everybody was sharing the ball. One thing we emphasized was just getting to the paint touches. Just get to the paint, collapse the defense, be able to have kickouts, and then also rebounding. I mean, I think we lost the rebounding war, but that's one of the main emphasis about our game plan was the rebound, and at the end, we executed on that. So.
You're going to be humble, Max, but it was your night tonight. 31 points. Go and enjoy it with your teammates. Ring your family back home, and let's keep it rolling for the rest of the season.
I definitely will, man. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Well, an excellent performance. It was such an efficient scoring performance as well from him. It wasn't just high-volume shots. It was a lot of made shots in there as well, and he will be delighted with that, no doubt. Well, we've heard the reaction from Manchester. Let's hear now from the Prishtina camp, and DeAndre Burns is with Jason.
So I'm here with Oral Roberts graduate Dre Burns, and Dre, your team weren't successful. You have been very, very good in this ENBL season so far, but you had 23 points. I know it's not a nice pill to swallow, but you played well on the road tonight.
Thank you, man. But first off, all credit to Manchester, man. That great roster, great guys. They play hard. We dealt with some injuries coming in, you know what I'm saying? Only 8 men. We fought hard, but better team won tonight for sure.
Yeah, and it's very, very sporting of you to congratulate the other team. But you guys, 8 guys coming in here, you had to rotate the bench early. That must be tough.
Yeah, of course, man, especially playing with a team like Manchester, you know what I'm saying? Athletic guys who get up and down fast. So, like I say, 20 minutes we can stick, you know what I'm saying? 40 minute game, man. It's get tougher on the legs and keep that momentum with those guys.
Yeah, and I'm sure, you know, it's a loss tonight, but if you guys keep playing with that spirit and that fight, you're going to come good towards the end of the season. Enjoy your trip back, and good luck for the rest of this.
Thank you.
Yeah, an excellent performance from him. He played every second of the game, all 40 minutes, and Bailey was only 29 seconds behind him. Those two really put in a monster shift here in the National Basketball Performance Center in Manchester, but it wasn't to be enough. Full time here, Manchester Basketball 99, Seagull Prishtina 74. For Jason Swaine, I'm Dan Routledge. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you again very soon. Goodbye.